Okay, so in this video, I'm probably gonna either make some enemies or make some friends or just divide everybody. Today, we're gonna be talking about the Andrew Tate phenomena, and I think on the other side, just kind of polarizing people in general. And I know if you have been on the internet, you have seen either Andrew Tate. I think I would say on the other spectrum would be like some of those girl barstool podcasts. I don't have as much that coming to my feed as these Andrew Tate videos, and the guy is extremely, not to use the word again, but polarizing. You know, you see from girls all the time, a red flag would be he watches Andrew Tate. And then I see, like, I think it's called like the girls podcast for something for guys. It's kind of the same, it's like the other side of the spectrum. And to me, it's almost just like both sides saying extremely out there stuff, getting reaction. There's some truth and validity to both sides, but then there's also like just a very limited scope you would see from both sides, to where they're almost just not giving the other gender, sex, whatever you want to define it as, they're not giving that side any credit. That's kind of how I think most normal people, just people that are, you know, just here to on this planet to breathe the air. You know, you see them, they're like, oh, that guy says a lot of very out there shit. But then also you're like, on the other side, you're like, oh, they're saying a lot of stuff to get a reaction as well. And just have some fun in the comments. Go to one of those videos. I'm sure if you're a guy that pulls up on your feed for like the girl side, I would love to know what, you know, who's the Andrew Tate of women. Maybe like Brittany Renner. Overall, like you would see like a lot of women agree with what she has to say, but men, it's like, ugh. Same with Andrew Tate. And it feels like that's all you're seeing in social media, and that's just because I think that's, you know, those polarizing opinions of the 1% of people. You know, it's kind of like this bell curve. You have like a small portion, like 10%, and then you have this huge uptick where it's like the majority of probably you and me watching this video right now. And then you have like another 5 to 10% on the other end. If you've taken a stats class or anything in your days, you've seen the bell curve. But what appears on social media all the time, and probably on your TikTok, Reels feed, whatever kind of feed you're consuming, that unlimited, no stop scrolling, whatever app you use to basically waste your time, you're gonna see that stuff pops up because it's just attractive to the eye. I mean, you're just like, what is he saying? What is he saying? My question to you basically is, as a normie, from a normie's perspective, what are your thoughts on this? Like, what do you think about the Andrew Tate, the Brittany Renner? I don't want to like, I'm a little ignorant on the women's side, so I don't want to like group too many people in there. Me personally, I think it's just a lot of a character for, you know, whatever side you're seeing a lot of these characters. You know, even like the Liver King, like you're seeing him quite a bit, where it's, so obviously he got outed, but a lot of these people, I feel, you know, they're characters, and then they play that character, and they become that character. And then next thing you know, they don't have an identity besides that character. Kind of think I see it with the Andrew Tates to an extent. I see it with, you know, a lot of influencers nowadays, that they initially got famous and popular for making these outlandish, extremely far-reaching claims. Oh my God, I cannot wait for all the Andrew Tate fans who come in here and absolutely torch me for them not being outlandish. Like, come on, you didn't hear about all that stuff, or you heard it in whispers in group chats, but nobody was out here claiming some of the stuff they're claiming. And whatever like truth serum there is behind it, there's always a better way to deliver this information, this all-seeing information that you're getting. And I think that's how kind of the majority of us are thinking. Like, you know, it kind of is causing this movement to take the majority bell curve and shift it into one of these small pockets of very polarizing opinions. I think a lot of us just don't care. Like, we all think this culture of toxic masculinity, I guess influencer culture, getting rich, hustle culture, all of this, you know, I think a lot of people are like, you know, just mind your own business, and like, why should you care about it? But we're seeing the people who really take exception to this, they're the ones who have the voice right now. And so it's kind of dragging a lot of people into these negative connotations about, you know, each other sex. It's like, oh, that sex is bad because this XYZ specific scenario. This happens for 100% of the stereotype. And that's the same on the other end. You know, I'm not trying to like absolutely bash one side or the other. I'm just trying to say that polarizing sides tend to get, you know, your small vocal minority, you've heard this, is always, that's who you're going to hear first. But then the rational people are just sitting back that going, like, I'm a little confused. I don't know, maybe 25 is old nowadays for social media, but like, I just don't see it. I think it's all really stupid. Like, at the end of the day, like, why don't we just all, you know, talk about each other's problems, listen to each other's problems, and then kind of react from there? It seems like, you know, social media is claim first. Like, I gotta make my bold claim, and then I expect people to refute it. When, like, you know, me being Mr. Salesman right here, I'm always taught to, like, learn the person's problems. That's how you're gonna solve it and get people to actually persuade them or meet some sort of common ground. The people that are just going off claiming and throwing shit at the fan and hoping it sticks, like, that's the culture we have right now, and it's just like combative, bang 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 bang. So I kind of have a problem with it. I mean, I'm the one clicking on these reels that have these ridiculous claims because it's intriguing, but like, I'm sure you see it on Twitter too. Like, you get on Twitter quite often where you're like, it's all negative, and the algorithm kind of sways you in that direction. But I think a lot of people subconsciously don't want to see that. It's just their, you know, that quick hit dopamine reaction. It helps to kind of continue that cycle of crazy content, crazy outlandish content you see. The more you're on social media, the more outlandish it gets. So it's almost like this kind of platform, this pool of just negativity, and more outlandish things start happening and more polarizing content. The more you're on it, the more polarizing the content you consume, because you're really just seeking that rush, that dopamine rush. And it's causing us to have what I think 20 years ago we would have thought of as a ridiculous person become, you know, a lot more prominent. That's really all. I kind of wanted to just start this conversation. I'm sure we'll have more videos and I'll have more content on this, but, you know, just to start the conversation, what are your opinions on any of these people? And I would love to know, you know, we can start with Andrew Tate, but like, what are some individuals that we should start to kind of delve into, explore their personalities, and see, you know, kind of from a normal person perspective? I want to hear your opinions on all this, not the people that are like so polarizingly one way or another. That's all. Let's have some normal people talking about some crazy shit. Otherwise, that pretty much wraps it up. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get going, make this a clean outro. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. Later.